Okay, today I'm going to show you guys how to factor by grouping. So we're given the polynomial, this is just an example here, 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. And with the grouping method, what you want to start out with is you want to multiply the first term, the leading coefficient, the coefficient of the first term, by the last term, and that gives us 12. And what we want to do here is split this middle term into two different terms. Okay, so we want to pick one of these factors of 12 that will, obviously they multiply to give us 12, which we got from here, 2 times 6. And we want them to combine, like add or subtract, but in this case we have a positive 12, 2 times 6, they're both positive. We want them to combine to give us 7, okay, the middle term. So in this case, 3 and 4 would, that's what we got there. 3 and 4 would add to equal 7 and multiply to be 12. So if we split that middle term, we end up with 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. And we haven't changed the meaning here. This is still exactly equal to our original polynomial. All right, so next step in the grouping method is to add parentheses around the first two terms and the second two terms, okay? So here we've got 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. So we have not changed the meaning. These parentheses are basically, at the moment, they're just arbitrary. We could take them away and nothing would be different. But the point here is we want to factor out a GCF out of each of these, and after we do that, the inside of the parentheses will be left with another, something the same in both parentheses that we can factor out in the end. So for the first term, 2x squared plus 3x, the only thing these two have in common is an x, so we can factor it out and be left with 2x plus 3. And for these two, they have a 2 in common, so we factor out a 2 and we're left with 2x plus 3. And you see these two, they match, and that's exactly what we want in the grouping method, because now we have x times this plus 2 times this. All right, so we have something in common in these two terms, 2x plus 3. So that can be factored out now to be 2x plus 3, and we're left with x plus 2. So that's it. Now we can check using FOIL, first, outer, inner, last, if you've never heard of that. What we do here is we multiply the first two terms, 2x and x, and that gives us 2x squared. Outer would be 2x times 2, and that's 4x. Inner, 3x, or I'm sorry, 3 times x, and that's 3x. And then the last two, 3 times 2 is 6. And then we just combine those like terms there, the 4x and 3x. It kind of looks like what we did up there, splitting them up. And we end up with 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. And that checks out. If you look, that matches this up here exactly. And that's it. As long as you work, it checks out. When you multiply it back out, and you want to make sure you get the same thing as your original polynomial. And that's it. That's factoring by grouping.